Hello, all my little weirdos, and welcome back to Twisted Tales Tuesdays, where each week I bring you along on a dark and twisted story of a legend or myth. And this week I consulted my beloved Brothers Grimm and decided to tell the dark German fairy tale called the Juniper Tree. And there was a controversy about this particular tale not being suitable for children, and they would be absolutely correct. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gents, because this is about to get dark and gruesome. There once was an old juniper tree just minding its own business, being dark and mysterious for no good reason, when a lady comes by and decides, hey, let me stop right here and cut my apple. And this particular lady is a wife, and her and her husband are desperately wanting a child. And the knife slips and cuts her hand, and a single drop of blood hits the snow beneath the juniper tree. Something funky goes on within her body, a certain feeling, and she just feels the urge to wish for a child of her own. And her wish was granted, and she grew pregnant instantly. But the rounder her pregnant belly got, the frailer her body and health became. And when the baby arrived, she took one look at her son as if to prove her wish did come true. Then she took her last breath. She was buried under her fave baby-making tree, the juniper. The husband remarries not long after the mysterious tragedy, and this new lady is also a widow and has a child of her own. She has a daughter. And while the stepsister loved her new brother, the stepmother loathed him for no good reason. He tried so hard to thaw the coldness that radiated from his stepmother towards him, but all the poor kid had to do was just walk into the room, and this wicked woman would just be pissed off. She was jealous of the boy who came from the woman before her and thinks that he's going to take what is quote-unquote rightfully hers and her daughter's. And old lady just couldn't take it anymore. She snapped on a night that her new husband was out of town for work, and her stepson came and asked her for an apple. So while he was head deep into the chest of apples, she slams the heavy lead lid down on him and snaps his little head clean from his little body. And she instantly gets to work covering up her dirty deed, stripping the flesh and meat from the body and simmering it in a stew. And she left the bones to dispose of later. And when the father returned home the next day, she feeds that stew to her husband, telling him that his boy ran off to visit relatives of his mother. And after he gobbled not only his seconds, but his thirds of the boy's stew, him and his wife went off to bed. The boy's stepsister knew what had happened, and she was very distraught, so she decided to sweep up his bones and take him to where his mother was buried under the juniper tree. And while sitting there mourning her brother, the tree started doing its tree thing, and a little patch of fire started, and a beautiful bird emerges from the flames. But it wasn't just any old bird. It was a bird that knew. It was a bird that wanted revenge. And the bird took off into the village and spread the word through song of how he was murdered. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. My sister, little March Lynn, gathered together my bones. It was this beautiful song that he traded for a gold chain from a goldsmith, red leather shoes from a shoemaker, and a huge millstone from workers at the mill. After gathering its goodies, the boy bird took flight home, and he approached the house and immediately started singing his stepmother's confession. His father heard the horrible news for the first time and couldn't believe his ears, but he somehow knew that it was the song of truth. The gold chain was a gift to his father, the red shoes were a gift to his sister, and the huge stone, that was a gift for dear old stepmommy. And the bird dropped the huge stone on top of his stepmother and squished her little hateful ass. And the millstone caught flame, and just when they thought there was nothing left in the rubbish of the garbage woman, the little boy appeared, whole and alive, and was embraced by his father and sister. And some say that his real mother made a promise while wishing for her child that she would promise to keep him safe. And she intended to keep that promise whether she was alive on earth or dead under the juniper tree. So that is the story of the Juniper Tree from the Brothers Grimm fairy tale book. So if you have any other twisted tales that you would like me to do an episode on, drop a comment below. I am always willing to get down and dirty and do the research so I can tell you guys all about it. So until next time, bye!